Okay, we are going to continue with power exponents. The rules are the same as they were yesterday. The big difference today is, and be thankful because I have not been doing it every day, is if you look on the back page, there's fractions. Okay? Now, I know you guys hate fractions. The other classes have to do with multiplication and everything else. I'm only covering fractions on one section because I know that kids just hate fractions. Okay, so the Desmos calculator app we've all talked about before. You can download them on your phones, on your iPads. That is the best thing for fractions. Otherwise, you can use one of mine. Okay, but the rules are the same, so it's really not that hard. You need to not be lazy and use the calculator for your fractions. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If we look at the first one, the power rule says that we do what with the exponents? What do we do with the exponents for the power rule?
Add.
Not add. Multiply them. Okay? The product rule says we do what with the exponents? Add them. Okay? So this is the power rule. And so we need to put this to every big number and every little number. Okay? So it's going to be 3 to the third, x to the 3 to the third, y to the 4 to the third. Okay, 3 to the third is 27. Okay, so this part's going to be 27. And you're going to have x to the 3 times 3, which is 9. Y to the 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay, we have no negative exponents or anything like that, and so we're already done. You can circle it. Okay, look at 3. Same thing, you need to take that power exponent and put it to everything. Okay, so we're going to have 4 to the 4th, y to the 2 times 4. Okay, so what is 4 to the 4th, somebody? 256. 256, and then we're going to have y to the 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay, there's no negatives there, there's nothing there, so we're already done. Okay, if we look at 5, we're going to transfer this 4 to every single piece. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 to the 4th, x to the negative 2 times 4, y to the negative 2 times 4. 16? No. It's 2 to the 4th. No. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to have 16 x to the negative 8, y to the negative 8. Okay, and we're not done because we have negative exponents, okay? And so we have to, yep, so the 16 goes on top, the x to the 8 goes on the bottom, and I got a y to negative 8, so that's going to go on the bottom also. Make sense? Okay. We can go ahead and transfer this to each big and little number. Okay, there's no big number, so we're good there. So I got x to the 2 times negative 2, y to the 4 times negative 2. Okay, but if you do put a 1 in front of there, 1 to the negative 2 is still going to end up being 1 eventually. Okay, so if you put a 1 out front, because I know from looking at some of your guys' sheets, you'll put a 1 here, which is great, okay, because technically there is a 1 there. Okay, but it's not actually going to alter or change anything. 1 to the negative 2 power is still eventually going to be 1. Okay, so you're going to have x to the negative 4, y to the negative 8. Okay, and we have negative exponents, so I'm gonna have x to the 4 needs to go on the bottom. Y to the 8 needs to go on the bottom. A 1 goes on top.
Good job, Boo.
Thank you.
Okay, now, don't be intimidated by the fractions, it's the same as everything else. Okay, so, we have x, and it's gonna be 1/2 times the number outside, which is 2. Okay, well, what's 1/2 times 2? And this is where you guys are gonna have to use the calculators today. And the phone calculators do not work. If you're using the basic phone calculator that you normally use with the orange buttons, okay, it doesn't work. There is a Desmo scientific calculator app. You can use that. You can use one on your iPad or use one out the box. But that plain Jane calculator, like this, ain't gonna work. Okay, because you're gonna get decimals. And you can't use a decimal, you need to use the actual fractions. It's called Desmos, Desmos.
You can search it up on
Not the graphing, you need the scientific calculator.
I don't see it.
You're supposed to use an 8A over here.
Yeah. Are you on your app store? It's gonna be that one. Okay, and so what do you get? 1/2 times 2. X to the 1.
Error.
Okay? That's okay. On your thing? On this? So to do a fraction, we're gonna have, what's this one? 1/2. You put over, you do times 2. So for the number part, that's how we got 1. So you gotta, when you're typing that, you gotta click over and then say times 2. Cause otherwise, see how it put it all on the bottom? And so now, that's how you get 1. Okay?
Oh, no.
Okay, look at the back page. Okay, so we gotta distribute this number, whatever the number is, and it looks kind of scary, but it's really not. So we're gonna have m to the 4 times whatever's on the outside, which is 5/4, n to the whatever the number is times the outside. Okay, so start typing those fractions in on your calculator app. Okay, 4 times 5/4. Is yours downloaded? Yeah. Okay, so when we type these in, okay, you are gonna type in whatever the first number is, and we'll do this one order. So we hit the AB, you put the number that goes on top, and the number that goes on the bottom, and then, yeah, so you always need to click over, so it goes on to the side, so times. So see how it's a decimal? You push this little button and turn it back into a fraction. Okay, on the Desmos calculator or the ones, if you get a decimal, you can convert it back into a fraction. So first a little,
Mine just says error.
so it's 15/8. That means you probably didn't type in something right. Yeah, whatever you type in. You got 2 to the power. Are you trying to type in a fraction?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can say, here's this one. So we got,
Blue cheese from Blue.
3/2, what's the back one? Times 5/4. Okay, so what is 4 times 5/4?
5.
5, so we're gonna have m to the 5th. What'd you get for the ends?
15.
15 over 8.
15 over 8. Okay, so it's really not that hard, but you have to use the calculator. Okay? And I don't say have to like you have to, but you guys cannot do multiplication of fractions in your head. It's not going to work out for you.